Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all. It's a pleasure to join you all here at the Mining Technical Conference 2026, a landmark event and the first of its kind in Pakistan's mining sector. I warmly welcome our distinguished delegates from SCCMC, SSRL, Recordec, Komatsu, TMT Germany, Econ Mining Technology, Tonley Heavy Industries, Forgy Fertilizers, National Resources, representatives from academia, industry leaders, development partners, and colleagues from the Government of Sindh. Your presence here reflects the growing importance of mining as a strategic sector for Pakistan's economic future. This conference is significant because it brings together the three pillars that will determine the future of mining industry in Pakistan: industry, academia, and technology. It provides an opportunity to honestly assess where we stand, learn from international best practices, and identify the innovations that can transform our mineral resources into sustainable economic growth. Most importantly, I hope this gathering will establish enduring partnerships between universities, research institutions, technology providers, and mining companies. The proposed mining industry platform being discussed has the potential to become a permanent forum for collaborations, innovation, and knowledge sharing long after this conference concludes. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan is blessed with immense mineral wealth, yet much of this potential remains untapped. Unlocking it requires three essential ingredients: investment, technology, and a policy environment that provides confidence and predictability. The Government of Sindh recognized this as early as in 2008. We pioneered Pakistan's modern mining sector through a public-private partnership framework designed to facilitate world-class mine development. That decision laid the foundation for the transformation that we are witnessing today. However, capital and technology alone are not enough. The future of this industry depends equally on human capital. We must strengthen partnerships with universities, technical institutes, and international experts to develop the geologists, engineers, environmental specialists, and technicians who will lead this sector for decades to come. I encourage every organization present here today to invest not only in mines and machinery, but also in people. The mining industry of tomorrow will be built by the talent that we nurture today. As we look ahead, the next chapter of Pakistan's mining journey must focus on technological self-reliance and indigenous capacity building. We remain grateful for the expertise and support provided by our international partners whose contributions have been instrumental in developing this sector. But now we must deliberate to build local expertise, local technical capacity, and local leadership. Our objective should be clear: to create an integrated mining ecosystem that is globally competitive and increasingly powered by Pakistani talent. The world is moving rapidly towards artificial intelligence, automation, digitalization, and electric mobility. Mining operations across the globe are becoming smarter, safer, and more efficient. If Pakistan wishes to participate meaningfully in this transformation, we must begin building our capacity today. The Government of Sindh, as has been mentioned by others here, has not merely been an observer in Pakistan's mining story. At times, we serve as regulators, we facilitate private investment, and in some cases, we sit at a table as a shareholder and a development partner. Today, two major blocks in Thar are in production. Block 1, developed by Shanghai Electric, and Block 2, developed through Sindh Engro Coal Mining Company under a public-private partnership model. These projects represent partnerships and different business models, but they share one common foundation. The government of Sindh created the enabling environment that made them possible. We provide the legal framework, allocated mining leases, facilitated infrastructure development, and invested in roads, water supply, air connectivity, and power evacuation systems in a region that for decades was associated primarily with drought and deprivation. Today, these two blocks currently generate approximately 2,640 megawatts of electricity, with capacity expected to rise to nearly 3,000 megawatts in the near future. They are producing more than 15 million tons of coal annually, helping power millions of homes across Pakistan while saving the country over $1.5 billion in foreign exchange that would otherwise be spent on imported fuel. And this is only the beginning. Thar contains an estimated 175 billion tons of coal, one of the largest lignite reserves in the world. Yet the vast majority of this resource remains undeveloped. Meanwhile, Sindh Engro Coal Mining Company's Phase 3 expansion is expected to produce 11.2 million tons coal this year alone, further strengthening Pakistan's energy security. These achievements did not happen overnight. You must have heard the story. It all started back in 1992 when coal was initially, 91 or 92, when coal was initially discovered in Thar region. And during that time in the early and mid 90s, the government of Shahid Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto started developing these coal reserves, and they signed the first agreements with a Hong Kong-based investor. Unfortunately, with the change of the government, that initiative was put on the back burner. The government tried later, again in the first decade of this century. Unfortunately, even those did not work, as there were differences between the federal government and the coal producers, the power producers, on a very negligible increment of tariff. And it was only in 2008 and 2009 when Pakistan People's Party government came in that we revived what we call the vision of Shahid Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto. And in 2009, the Thar Coal and Energy Board was created. I am the only member now who's always, I was the first member and I'm currently the chairman of that board. And I've been associated with this journey that we have traveled over the last 16 years. So I remember times when we were almost abandoning the project, and this several times. Initially, when the government changed in 2013, our partners, I'll be very candid, they had cold feet, that perhaps they would not get the support of the government, but we held them together. We managed to get the government, all the governments, starting 2008, interested in Thar coal. People were skeptical whether we'd be able to achieve what we planned to do. As I said, it is only possible if all stakeholders work together, something of this size. And we made it happen in Tharparkar. We made it happen for coal development in Pakistan. And I remember being through this journey. I remember the first time that we struck coal after, this was 2015, I believe, or 16. And then in 2018, when we reached the bottom of the pit, in 2019, we started our journey of power production, and we haven't looked back. Though it's slowed down, there's several reasons we could have worked much faster. And there is potential, as we just saw. Just one block alone has coal as much as Gujarat and India, and till now we've just scratched the surface. and the potential is there, but it's not been easy. I told you ever since this vision of Shaheed Mohtarama Benazir Bhutto, when we started, we had difficulties, and I'm very proud to say that the government of Sindh has held all the investors together in this, and we'll continue to do that. Just discussing with President of Engro Corporation a few more initiatives. We talked about coal to fertilizer and coal to gasification. The government of Sindh is open to all these technological advancements, and I assure you that we'll stand behind our investors. We have some problems. We've been having problems. We're currently in an IMF program which prohibits us from giving certain incentives. But inshallah, we'll work around that, and we'll make sure that we utilize this huge potential that we have to its fullest. And I'm sure with partners and with people who are present here in this room, we'll be able to do so. I talked about development in Thar. I'm sure you'll learn about whatever has been done in the mining sector. But apart from that, we've created infrastructure, world-class infrastructure. We've connected Thar by road. We've connected Thar by air. We've built an airport in Islam Court. The only provincial government to build an airport is the government of Sindh. And in order to develop the local indigenous expertise, we've opened the Thar Institute of Engineering, Science and Technology, and inshallah ta'ala, we are converting into a full-fledged university right in Islam Court, right in the middle of the Thar coal reserves. And I'd like to acknowledge the help that we've received from people. And by doing all this, we've not forgotten the local people. Thar Foundation is an example. I'll tell you the houses that we built in Block 2 for the displaced people. These are not, it's like taking their living standard from 10 to 90. I'd just give you a number. And apart from that, the Thar Foundation is working with the government of Sindh. We are an active partner in Thar Foundation. I believe 75 schools are being operated by the Thar Foundation there. We've given clean drinking water through reverse osmosis plants to the people. We're building, inshallah ta'ala, it is already in operation, a world-class health facility there. So we've looked after the local people, and we always believe that unless the locals are satisfied with the work that is being done from them, we will not be successful. And I understand, Narinder, your name, right there, sorry. Narinder is a local Thari who is the master of ceremonies here. And we've got a Thari engineer, lady engineer who's working, still working with SCCMC, I hope, yeah. And we've made sure, I remember a long time back I'd gone there, I've been there several times, and I'll again come inshallah in October, I look forward to it. I was told a story. There were Chinese, the CMEC was working on development, and this is at least 10 years ago. And I saw the locals interacting with the Chinese. They were, they can't even speak Sindhi, they speak their local language there. And I won't be able to converse with them. But the Chinese, because they needed each other, the Chinese and the Tharis were sitting, eating together, and they had this, the Chinese told them that we'll teach you a certain skill, but in return you make tea for us. And that is how it worked. So these partnerships, the partnership in Thar is, this story is a story of success, and this is what should be repeated in other parts of Pakistan if we need to develop the mining sector. It won't work unless the locals are on board. We made it happen in Tharparkar, and it will only be successful if we make it happen elsewhere. May it be Reko Diq or Saindak in Balochistan, may it be the granite mining that we want to do in Tharparkar, the mining, rock salt mining in Kevra, whatever, coal in other parts of Sindh. We've got coal in Jamshoro, we've got coal in Thatta, we've got coal in Badin, not as much as Tharparkar, but still we've got coal there. We've got limestone reserves in the province. We've got rare minerals in Pakistan which need to be exploited. But it will only be possible if the locals are taken together, and it will only be possible if the governments, the provincial governments and the federal government work together. They don't look at early immediate gains. They need to be in it for the long term. That has been the success story for Tharparkar, for coal, and it only will get success only if this is repeated. I thank SCCMC for organizing this. I thank all the partners, the board members of the SCCMC, the academia, our guests from our foreigner guests who've come here to contribute, and inshallah I'm sure that you'll have an excellent conference, and as Amir said, next year make it longer, make it national, and inshallah we'll see results from this conference, and once we see results we'll get others interested. Thank you very much. Pakistan Zindabad.